Welcome or welcome back. I'm Linda, Lady and the Frogs. Oh. So everything that I said yesterday about, good habits of getting up early and going to the post office, completely out of the window today, the 4th of January, all because of my neighbours. Hate. That I have so much hate for people. So this happens all the time. We often get woken up, and it's actually like one of these things which is now making me quite anxious about going back to work, because it's one of these things which has been a problem since we moved here, which is one of the reasons why I'm not that happy living in this apartment, because everybody who lives around here is a knobhead. I have, got up, washed my hair, hence why it looks like rat's tails, and not because I've been out in the wind and rain. But there's always somebody making a din, and I mean, in fairness, I didn't sleep on Monday night into Tuesday morning very well, and neither did my husband, because all the Asian lads who live over in Trafford, they obviously know too many people over there to come and smoke dope and deal dope over there where they're going to be known. So they come and do it on our street in the early hours of the morning and rev their cars. That's been going on since we moved here. So that's like a big thing. That's like a regular occurrence. So that happened on like the Tuesday night, Monday night into Tuesday morning. Last night, the people over the road, I mean, frankly, this guy, he has it all coming to him, because he's one of those people who parks his car on the curb, blocking the pavement, which isn't very good for like disabled people, people with buggies, and blind people. So he, karma and all that. Karma. I do have some souls here for you, so bear with me. Anyway. Evidently, last night at about 1:32 in the morning, he found out that his housemate was hanging out the back of his girlfriend. So they couldn't have the argument within the confines of their own home. They had to bring the argument out into the street. I remember I was asleep, and we did have the window cracked because it does get quite warm overnight because we've got 2 duvets on the bed. And I do remember sort of like it was being incorporated into my dream, whatever, this yelling and screaming that was going out on the street. And, I think this is the thing, is that back in the day, whenever the day was, but back in the 80s and 90s, men would if they're having a brawl over a woman, they would have, the common decency to knock one of the parties out, have a proper fight about it, and put one of them in hospital, and then everything would be done with, if they were brawling in the street. But most people weren't. But now, because the advent of social media, everybody likes to air their dirty laundry in public, so you have to hear about this, because things like this constantly happen. We're constantly having noise and racket and stupid things going on in the street, and it's always in the middle of the night. Nobody ever does it in the day when you can actually like enjoy the entertainment. It's always in the middle of the night, and the police don't get called because the police don't come here for anything. I really need to like properly brush my hair out. So anyway, yeah, so he'd obviously found out that his girlfriend was hanging out of the back of his housemate, and then they just sort of like did this pushing thing, and then he was going to get in his car, but they wouldn't. But then somebody stole his car keys, so that like took ages. And then the door got damaged, and then they all went in. But it was enough to like fully wake both me and my husband up. And my husband's now had to go to work knackered, and he's not very well anyway because he's still ill. He's just had to go back to work because we just do not have the money. So anyway, I'm absolutely shattered, and although I was like awake and thinking about getting up, I don't know, I fell back to sleep at 8:30, so I'm a stupid idiot, and I should have just got myself, because I was awake and ready to get up at 8:30, but I didn't. So I'm now put myself behind, and it's 11 o'clock. So I'm not impressed. But anyway, I'm going to go to the post office with all of this. And then I'm going to carry on doing my accounts so that that's up to date. I did kind of want to go out today sourcing, but obviously that didn't happen. So things that I've sold. I have sold this coat. I was a bit worried about this. I got it because I thought, oh, it'd be okay. Even though I'm always a bit... Monsoon is so hit and miss, and Monsoon Fusion is even more hit and miss. And then when I bought this back, I realised that somebody had the exact same one in a very similar size, which maybe it wasn't, maybe it was size 10, that they hadn't been able to sell on auction for £10. And I was like, oh, for the love of God. And it's got some decent wool content, this has. Mine's size 14, duffel coat, decent hood. I won't pick coats up unless they've got hoods, because who wants them? So I've got 25 for that, so that's okay. This is an auction. I'm not quite sure that I've got the right one. I think I have, because, you know, I don't pick up that much North Face. This has been going round and round on auction, so it's just not gone anywhere. A hooded grey marl top with the logo, gone on auction for £10. And then lastly, so I mean, this is only stuff which I sold last night, because I thought yesterday was going to be a no sales day and I was looking forward to not going out. Which would have been nice, because I would have just slept in and then just cracked on with things. So that's jewels. I've actually got £20 for this, which is actually really good for jewels. But obviously this is striped Breton long sleeve and it's got bees on it. So I did think that I could hold out for a decent price on that, which I've obviously got. And for some reason I've charged postage on top of that, which might explain why it's taken so long for me to sell it, because I had it up initially at 25. I meant to put it on at 25 with free postage, but never mind. It's gone for 20 on offer. No, on an offer I sent out. I had like 30 things yesterday that I sent offers out on. So there's not really many people who are biting. The coat, that wasn't an offer, that was just somebody just straight bought it. And I bought my eBay packaging yesterday, and now I realise that I should have actually bought these ones. And I bought bubble mailers because it was an illusion in my cupboard and they were all folded like that, and I realised that I've literally probably only got 20, which isn't good enough. And then I've got these fantastic things, which I swear they've sent me the wrong size of these, because I know that I ordered ones that were big enough to fit coats in, and obviously that isn't big enough to fit a coat in, so I'm having to use 2 of them to put the coats in. Oh, eBay packaging is so awful. It's like, as well, so I get these ones for my, you know, just standard things, which are not going to go large letter, you know, like clothing things. So I get them ones from a different supplier, because for some reason, the orange ones, which eBay do, they're like fully compostable, I think. But they feel like they're going to compost before you've even put the garment in the bag. They're so flimsy and they're so bad, and they like feel very rough. The quality is just not there. They're thin as well. So I'm buying these ones from a different supplier rather than using the eBay ones, because the eBay ones, the quality of them is just so rubbish. So anyway, I mean, I have had a decent amount of sleep. My husband's obviously lost out on sleep. I just constantly worry about him because he's just putting himself through hell. I read something in the news that there was an arsonist that had escaped from some prison locally. But why can't he come just take out all of those houses over there? Because all of those houses on the other side of Drayton Street are the problem for me. I mean, obviously don't set fire to my gaff, but you know, if you want something to set fire to, just get rid of them all. I mean, generally everybody in these apartments, so there's 10 including me, there's 10 apartments in here, and generally we don't hear each other, and we're actually probably quite considerate and seem to have quite a decent amount of neighbours here recently. And also there's another apartment block over the road, and I don't really hear anything from them now. There was a troubled family who've obviously like troubled themselves to somebody else, and they've gone. So don't really hear anything from them. It's just this row of houses. You know, if they're not outside airing their laundry in public, their alarms are going off because they don't know how to set their alarms. Anyway, right, I'm going to do this post, and maybe I'll dare to go in Tesco and see if there's any bargains. Okay, I am all back. It's really weird. It's like I put my big coat on because I thought it was going to get rained on, which I did sort of like marginally get rained on, but it was so hot. I think it's probably because I'm carrying weight which I didn't used to have before, which I know that we're all supposed to like get rid of in January, but if it wants to go, it'll go. Yeah. So there's a lot of rude people out there, really weird people as well. I think everybody's got their like weird fetishes going on. No. Anyway, yeah, because somebody tried to push in front of me in the post office, and he was like absolutely insistent that, number one, the guy in front of me was my boyfriend, and two, that he'd been in the shop before me, even though he'd actually opened the main door because the place was so crowded. He'd actually like opened the door into me to get into the shop, so it's very obvious that I was in the shop first, because I wouldn't have been able to have been clouted with the door. Oh, people. And then somebody was like, I went to Tesco, obviously. That's another fetish that seems to have gone on, is I went in there specifically to get coleslaw, and all the coleslaw looked like it had been sat on. So that must be what they do out the back. They get all the new fresh produce out and they just sit on it and then put it on the shelves. So I didn't get any coleslaw because they were literally so compacted. I was just like, I don't want this. Where's it been? What's gone on here? All the reductions are pretty rubbish. I've just got 2 things to hurl in the freezer, so I've got 2 of them, just some fish cakes. So that's £1.89, but was £3. £3 extortionate anyway for them. And then some of these pucker pies, which are always very useful. You can cook these from frozen. Please tell me that you can cook from frozen. Yes, you can. 50 minutes. Okay, I can do 50 minutes. So that was obviously 2 of them, because, you know, I'm not going to sit there and chow down a pie with leave my husband with nothing. 1.36. Ting. Down from 2. So it's still spent £6.50. Still pretty rubbish. I also wanted the olive bread, but they didn't have any of that. They only had sourdough, which makes me vom, and 3 cheeses, which will just make me balloon. So yeah, that's Tesco, and I still haven't had my calendar delivered. It's a good calendar. It's a good calendar, so it's bound to get stolen. It's bound to not arrive, because I only found like 1 person who was selling it in this country. The rest of them are in the US, unless I go to Amazon, and I don't do Amazon. My husband does the Amazon thing. Anyway, right, so I have to get on with accounts now. That's what I'm going to do. Get into my sloppy joes. Maybe put the heating on. Should I dare put the heating on? The light has gone all right, so I can take a picture of this damn jigsaw now. So I've got that jigsaw here, which is done. There's been like very little progress on that. The edge piece is turned up though. So I know all the edge pieces there. Right, yeah, so I have to get on with life now. So let's do this. Let's do all this accounting. And then I'm going to have like, I think I've put it off because I know just how badly I've been doing financially. So this would just tell me just how bad I've been doing financially, which I already know. Anyway, let's crack on. This is going to get done today. That's my other problem, is obviously they've changed how you do your eBay reports. So the eBay report is completely different to how it was. So there's one specific report that I like to use, which I couldn't find yesterday, and I ended up finding two new versions of some kind of download, and then I eventually found how to get in to the one that I have had before. But then these other reports are very alarming because they seem to have like fees on there which don't seem to be recorded anywhere else. So I'm still going to have a good look at them, because that just seems a bit weird that it's there. But one of these other ones, it does actually account for, you know, when you're charged for, you know, when some clown buys something and then literally pays for it and then goes, I don't want this, please refund me now. So you refund them, and then you like literally end up like paying some fees on that. So this report actually has those fees as a line item, which is very useful. And when you get charged for postage labels. So that's actually a useful report, which was buried in the other things before. But I don't know. It's just, I don't want to have multiple different download reports. You must think I'm like weird, like I've got all this like paraphernalia on me. Right, anyway, let's get on with this. Hello, so we are actually on Thursday. It's the 5th, isn't it? The 5th. Oh, do turn on and then turn off again, why don't you? Yes. So, yeah, 5th of January. I'm not actually very well. I've got some kind of upset tummy. It's probably the consequence of, like, you know, eating leftover food from Christmas. Well, not Christmas, New Year, because we had like a big side of meat over New Year, which we've sort of been eating, which probably isn't a good idea. And my husband decided to hurl it in the bin yesterday, even though there was loads of it. Yeah, and I had some guacamole, which, thinking about it, was a dip from New Year, which means that it was probably bought on the 30th. So that's probably not a cracking idea. This is green tea, so I haven't had coffee, and I have had Imodium. That's the day I had yesterday. So today, it's already 11 o'clock. I was in a foul mood this morning, and then I just suddenly made myself do my post, which was one Lego set, which is the little shell truck, which I've told you about before, sells really quickly and it's quite an easy one for me to do, and then a pair of chinos. So not very good. I'm still in deficit because I've just paid my fees, my shop fees, so it's not great. I do need to get my accounts done and out of the way so I can actually get on with listing, but I am feeling lousy today, so it's probably a good day to be just sitting doing accounts. Yesterday, I mean, I should have got more done yesterday, but every time I go to check something on eBay, check like a figure or something, it asks me to sign in, and not just sign in, get a verification text by phone. So it's a pain in the arse, especially if I've like got a podcast on the go, so then I'll have to like move it. And so that was like annoying me, and that was literally every 10 minutes I was having to get a verification. So, well, no, probably every half an hour it wanted me to do a text verification, and then every time I clicked into a new page to check a figure, even though I had multiple tabs open, it was asking me to sign in again. And I have no idea why they think that this is a good idea. I think eBay they obviously don't want anybody to use eBay, and they want to drive people to other platforms. Anyway, I was in a foul mood. I'm in a better mood now because I've just done a brisk walk to the post office with my 2 items, listening to Ibiza anthems and summer themes and lots of Motown and soul. So it's actually really done me some good, because I've just been walking along singing. And now I'm really hot because I put my big puffer coat on. That's twice I've put my puffer coat on now. And I just get really hot, probably because I walk briskly and I sing. But, you know, it's put me in a better frame of mind. My stomach is horrible. So it's going to be a day of green tea and getting the rest of this bloody stuff done. You see, it's all the like little things like going through my receipts and putting in, you know, fuel and sellotape purchases and all of those. So that's why it's like, because I'm going through physical receipts. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how this is actually going to work when it comes to like next year, because I think we've got to do this properly digitally, which just annoys me because, yeah, it just annoys me. It's just another way of pushing software that you don't want to have to buy. Right, so I am going to just sit quietly and do my accounts and try and get myself feeling better. Hello. Oh, with the tinsel's down, but it's still here. I think today is the day when you have to like get rid of all Christmas stuff, don't you? So the sun is just like coming up, so it's like here. So I should just like go over here. Okay. Obviously I've still got my account stuff out, which you can see here. I'm still in the process of doing it. I think I made a bit of a boo-boo yesterday on something. And it's like one of those ones where you like realised it when you were like sleeping that you did it. I don't know why that happens. I have still got a funny belly. And my husband's got a funny belly, so I think we're like concluded that we've got some kind of like idiotic food poisoning. Which did mean that I just spent like I cracked on like cleaning loads of stuff, and it, you know, I whenever I end up with a bit of an upset belly, it's like, it's not catastrophic diarrhea, it's just a little bit of ugh. And then you take one Imodium and then you're bunged up, so and then you still feel awful. This is all information that nobody wants. Anyway, I'm still on the green tea. I haven't had any caffeine. Still haven't had a clean up either. I still haven't finished this jigsaw. I just basically have only been sitting there doing my accounts and getting all my stuff in order, which is a long job anyway, because I've put it off and put it off. But I am going to go out to the charity shop this morning to have a look, because I haven't been in a week and I like to go every week. It feels really weird just having green tea, but I know it's the best thing to settle. Anyway, I have 3 things to chuck in the post, which had finally sent me over the paying my shop fees, which has taken me a while. I know it's because I haven't leapt into listing. I mean, it'll happen next week, and then I'll get a chivvy on with my shop, won't I, next week. So, Lego set. God, this is actually sold for £20. I seem to remember last time I was surprised when it sold, and it sold for quite a lot, and I didn't have the box with it last time. So, it's called the Galaxy Trekker. So obviously that's got a box with it, so then I've got to have a box to protect the box, which I think that will do. And then this, which I have already sold once for £22 and they didn't pay, and then I just immediately relisted it again when I got that stupid cancellation message, which I often like miss. And then somebody sent me an offer of 20, so I've taken that. It was up for 30. No, I had it on for 25. That's a lie. So I had it on for 25. Some people have got 30 for it, and although this is very crispy and very new, I don't know, it's a good profit, isn't it? So let's not get all caught up on it. And then I've sold this Cavern Club Beatles Liverpool thing for £11, and that was up for 20, but it's been up for 20 for 6 months, so we'll take that, and that's it. So I'm going to go guns blazing into listing next week, but I'm going to go to the charity shop today and see what it is, see what's there. I think the thing is that yesterday when I had my walk out to the post office, I sort of brightened up a bit. I'm not going to put my big coat on, because every time I put my big coat on, I'm sweating like a hooded rapist when I get back. So I think that's it. Once I have a brisk walk, I'm quite warm anyway, so I don't need that. So I know that I've got this funny belly, but it's not like, it's not that bad. It's sort of like, if it was the time of the month, I'd just put it down to that. It's just like a grumble, and I need to just try and ignore it. So I'm gonna go and I'm probably going to go to Boots, maybe get something that will settle my tummy. Not, you know, like Helga-Betty or is it Settlers, something like that. I think that's just what I need. So I'm going to go with that because the green tea isn't working, and it should be working. That's the thing though, I mean, yesterday all I drank was green tea and I still feel rough. Yeah, anyway, let's crack on with life. Yeah, it's just grass, isn't it? It's not all that nice. And so I'm back, just breathed in. I have a bag of stuff, you know, like more jigsaws, but in fairness, these ones go for decent money for some reason, the 500 piece ones with Jan van Hasteren. So, yeah, I was hoping to get some drugs from my husband. They said they would be ready late afternoon, or obviously it isn't late afternoon yet, so they weren't ready. I needed to go in Boots anyway. They didn't have any indigestion type remedies or upset belly. It's an upset belly that I feel like I've got, but I don't know. Like I say, if it was time of the month, I'd think it was that. And so I've had to like trail around to try and find Helga-Betty. I have no idea. I just feel that this is the solution. I don't know why, because it's not really indigestion. I just don't like taking the other alternative, and it isn't diarrhea. It's just general, yeah, just general January. I've got general January disease. Right, so obviously my quest for the rest of the day is to get, well actually, is to get my shit together. This is my new calendar. This is amazing, this calendar. So you can see why I've been waiting for it. So I am going to be doing my accounts, but this was downstairs in the hallway. I have no idea why they don't bother ringing the bell anymore. So yeah, it's edited on the front, but it's very much, it swears all the way through. This is so good. I might well put some of this on my Instagram stories. The struggle is real. Hearts everywhere. You know, with swear words. So I mean, it isn't an actual like planner, but apparently on the back page here, they've got all this other stuff. So they actually do, this company do carpe diem. Well, yeah, with the swear word. So they've got all of these other things and all these planners. So that calendar there says, she believed she could do it, she fucking did. This will not be obviously featuring Ziggy getting, you know, doing my swear words, because this is the calendar that's swearing. But can you see why I got this? It is American, so it hasn't got any of the English bank holidays on it. But yes, I'm probably going to put it there. I'm going to move the thing that's out of that. Yeah, so it's American because this is July, and it's just basically, it starts July with fucking parades. But it has got roll out the fucking picnic blanket. I was looking at April, so April has got that. Wish I knew how to do my taxes. April fucking showers. Oh, where was it? Was it April or was it actually March? Here, no, I think it's March. So it's got a list of things. It has got a list of like things that you could do. So in March, you deserve a vacation. Plan one. Pay your bills and shit. Do your fucking laundry. Change the clothes. But this made me laugh better. This bit here. Bring on the allergies. That's just for March. And leprechauns are not real. Yeah, I love it. And on top of that, it's got stickers. So someone's fucking birthday and all this other stuff, vacation, about damn time. It's got all of these stickers to go with it. Fresh bullshit served daily. Yeah, so obviously very much an adult calendar. So I'm going to put that up. I might reset the notice board because I'm sick of taking photos and the notice board is sticking out. So we are going to, you know, this is the year of getting your shit together. But that was $12.99. So my husband doesn't know about that, so I might just like put that up now so he can come back and then the calendar's up. And he'll be like, oh. Yeah, I think I need to put it there, recite the notice board, because obviously I need to like pin these to the notice board so that we can like use the stickers. Suck it up. Yeah, love it. Love it. Anyway, that's me done for today's vlog. I will do, it's Friday. I am going to finish my filing. I'm going to finish my spreadsheet and just make sure that it's all in order, and other stuff. Although I know that I'm like starting work in 2 weeks, it's still a provisional date, so it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be in work in 2 weeks. I still got stuff that I need to do, so I want to like sort out all this filing and get that, just because it's headspace thing. I need to get this jigsaw done this weekend, so I'm going to do a big clean Monday, and yeah, like laundry and everything on Monday, I think. Big clean, and then start a big list next week. That's my plans. So I'm going to do a haul at the beginning of next week when I actually start like going through all of this, because I just want to get all of this other stuff out of the way. So unfortunately there won't be any haul video this week, but there will be next week, because I'm going to crush that shit. I should have just showed you the edited version of it. Just love it, love it. Swearing will help. This calendar has months, it has days, and it has the occasional bullshit holiday. What more do you need to know? It's a fucking 2003 calendar, packed with profanity. This blunt and hilarious calendar helps you say it like it is and get back to what matters, your life. It's time to let it out, cut the crap, and get your shit together this year. So, there you are. There's some positivity. I'm going to put this calendar up before my husband gets back. We're going to sort of move some things around. It'd be nice to move some things around. Just this poster here, which is annoying me. I'm sick and tired of that poster. Yeah, so that's me done for today. Well, that's been a 3-day vlog. So I hope you enjoy this. And if you want to see me crush that shit this year, then please subscribe. And there'll be more of this. And there will be vlogs in the future. But it's starting to get very grubby in here, so hopefully we can tolerate it for the weekend, and then it's going to be big cleaning and listing session next week. So thank you for watching, and I will be back again soon. Goodbye.